So now we're going to use our CAS calculator to solve some trigonometric equations. In your notes here, you can see that I've provided some screenshots of the CAS, which show you what you would type into your CAS to correctly answer these. You're just going to be aware of whether or not you should be in the radian or degree mode when you're doing this. Okay, so let's jump into the first example here. So we have solve sine of x is equal to negative 0.3 with my x between 0 and 2 pi. It's clear that I'm in radians. I'm going to come over here, go there, go menu, go algebra, go solve. And now I need to bring up sine. So I hit trig sine. Then I go x is equal to negative 0.3 comma x. And now if I hit enter here, look what happens. It gives me an infinite amount of solutions. That's what this times n1, it's just like times it by the multiple, because obviously if you plus it by 2 pi every time, you're going to get more and more answers and so on. So we don't want that. And that's why it's given us a restricted domain. So what we're going to do is we're going to come up, bring this down, and now restrict the domain by going control equals this such that symbol here, and then going control this that is less than x, control that is less than 2 that pi, and then we hit enter and we get that out. So 3.44 and 5.97. So let's now write those in as our answers. So x is going to be 3.45 and 5.98. Now, it's also important that we just have somewhat of an understanding of what we've just found here. We're saying that sine of 3.45 is equal to negative 0.3. If we think of our unit circle for a moment, and then we think, all right, sine is my y, and it's negative 0.3, so it's going to be down here. So I'm thinking of that angle and that angle there. Now, the smaller one, 3.45, is going to be there, and then the bigger one, 5.98, is going to be the angle there. And that's what we've found. So that's how we can think about what we've done. All right, let's move on to our next one. And as you can see, this one is in degrees. So this is where you have to change your calculator into degree mode. If you've got the CX2, you can just literally hit that button there and that toggles to degree to radian. If not, you have to go doc, settings, document settings, and then you can change your radian to degree, hit OK, and that changes it there. Then we're going to go menu, algebra, solve, trig, cos x is equal to negative 0.7 comma x, control this such that 0, control that is less than x, control that is less than 360. Perfect. Just double check that you've written everything in there correctly. We hit enter and we're going to get our answers out there. So I'm going to get x is equal to 134.23 degrees and 225.57 degrees. Okay, we keep on going. Here we are for our final one. As you can see, it's in radians, so we have to go back to radian mode. Again, if you have the CX2, you can literally just hit that button there. Then we're going to go, and remember, this is where you can cheat a little bit as well. So I'm all into cheating. We could just come up and say, you know what, this is pretty close to what I want. And then you could scroll back through it and say, I need to change this to a 3. And you might be thinking to yourself, do I need to make it a theta? But it doesn't matter. As long as we're consistent and just use x, we know that it will be fine. Then we'll come over here, change this 3 to a 6. And then my domain is negative pi to pi. So I would come here, I would get rid of that. I would go pi. Oh, that needs to be negative pi. Perfect. Then just double check that you've written it incorrectly. Oh, I didn't get that correct, did I? So whether or not this was quicker, I don't know. So cos of 3x is equal to negative 0.6. Between that and that, we hit enter. And are we going to get a few solutions here? We are. Oh, how many solutions are we going to get here? We're going to get quite a few of them. So if you toggle along, you can see how many solutions you're getting here. This might be almost too long to write out. So we've got that or that or that. All right, let's just write a few of them down. Let's see how we go. Of course, you'd have to write all of them down test situation. So we're going to get x is equal to negative 2.8 or negative 1.4. I'm just rounding to one decimal. Negative 0.7. Is that, I got negative 0.7. And then it looks like we'll get 0.7, 1.4, 2.8. 0.7, 1.4, 2.8. Symmetry, a beautiful thing. Perfect, and those are going to be our answers. So that's how you use your CAS calculator to solve a trigonometric equation.